Okay, so this is the next point is the switching here. Net switching in networking. Okay, a network consists of many switching devices. In order to connect multiple devices, one solution could be have a point-to-point connection. Okay, between each pair of device, but this increase the number of connection. The other solution could be have a central device and connect every device to each other via the central device. Star topologies, we have studied in topologies, that is star topologies. Yeah, so both these methods are wasteful and for the very large network. The other topology also connected be used. Hence, better solution is switching. A switching network is made of a series of interconnected nodes called switch, which is interconnected node that is called the switch. If switching is look like this, just 1 minute. Let's see. Let's take the diagram here. Okay. So for this we require. Okay. So here we will put the switch one, then switch to, okay, switch one, switch two, then switch three, like this are connected. Then okay, so here we can give the connection also between switch. Okay, so these are the networks. So in okay, so here whatever our connection are there, here it's connected to this switch. Okay, so here, yes. Okay, so a network consists of many. This is a diagram of like a switch, a network, and all there. So a network consists of many switching device in order to connect multiple device. One solution could be have a point-to-point connection between each pair of device, but this increase the number of, just 1 minute. So okay, consider many switching devices in order to connect multiple devices. One solution could be have point-to-point connection between each pair device, but this increase the number of connection. Okay, the other solution could be to have a central device and connect every devices to each other via the central device star topologies. Both these methods are wasteful and for very large means very large network is not useful. So the other topology also called be used. Other topology cannot be used. So hence a better solution is switching. A switching network is made up of series of interconnected nodes called switches. Switch is a device that creates temporary connection between two or more devices. Shows switch network. Switching modes. The three basic methods of switching are circuit switching, packet switching, and message switching. Okay, so switching methods having it is switching method. Switching method, that is circuit circuit switching, that is okay. I write like SKT, okay, switching. Then packet switching, then message switching, message switching. So, out of the circuit and packet switching are commonly used today, but the message switching has been phased out in general communication, but it's still using networking application. Okay, so here this is the three switching methods are there. Okay, so that is a circuit switching, right? Circuit switching method. So here, what is the difference of packet switching and circuit switching? So here, what I said, out of this circuit and packet switching are commonly used, okay, today. But message switching has been placed out in general communication, okay, but it is still using networking application. Message switching is using networking application. So what is the difference between packet switching and circuit switching? Within a network, packet switching break the stream means the message switching is used for communication purpose in networking application, but here the packet switching and circuit switching means what is the difference between, okay. So packet switching and circuit switching within a network, packet switching breaks stream of data into small blocks of data. When you made a call or to order in that pizza or switch created a temporary and dedicated link of fixed bandwidth between communicating and end nodes. Okay, so what okay, so each of these small blocks are the same independently over the shared network. Packet switching is a different from the circuit switching, which provide the basis for traditional telephone networks. Some of them may remember ordering a pizza from a landline, okay, phone in your house before cellular technology dominated everyday communication. Okay, when you made a call, order the pizza, a circuit switch created temporary and dedicated link of fixed bandwidth between communication and nodes. The link only lasts until the call was complete. If there were enough network resource available, the call wouldn't be established or complete as a Dell circuit, which can guarantee quality through dedicated bandwidth, but most of this bandwidth is wasted on dead air. Since the complexity of making call are handled in the centralized facility of phone companies, the circuit switching allows the telephone itself to be a relatively simple device. Packet switching allows user to equally share bandwidth resource, but makes no promises connecting quality or latency. This is useful for transforming data that doesn't require real-time responsiveness. Packet switching places the intelligence in the end nodes rather than phone company facility with simple underlying networks that only direct packets from one side to another. So circuit switching physical path between source and destination. Packet switching no physical path. All packet use same path in circuit switching, but packet are travel independently in packet switching. In circuit switching, reserve the entire bandwidth in advance, and in packet switching does not reserve. Bandwidth wastage here in circuit switching, but no bandwidth wastage in packet switching. So no store and forward transmissions there in circuit switching. Support store and forward transmission there in packet switching. Okay. So and the message switching is used for the general communication, but it's still used in the networking application. So switching networks, circuit switch. Okay, switching networks, circuit switching network. Just 1 minute, let me increase the circuit, circuit switching network. Okay, so here circuit switching is used in a public telephone network. It was developed to handle voice traffic, but it can also handle digital data. However, circuit switching cannot handle digital data efficiently. Using the circuit switching, a dedicated path is established between two stations for communication. The telephone network provides telephone services. Okay, which involves the two-way real-time transmission voice signals across the network. The network connection allows electrical current and the association voice signal of flow between the two users, and the end-to-end connection is maintained for duration of call. So telephone networks are connection oriented because they require the setting up of connection before the actual transfer of information can take place. Okay, so circuit switching networks here is using the circuit switching a dedicated path is established between two stations for communication. The telephone networks provide telephone service which involves two-way real-time transmission of voice signals across the network. So so in the transmission mode of network that involves setting up dedicate end-to-end connection is called circuit switching. So end-to-end connection is called circuit switching. In circuit switching, the routing decision is made when the path is set up across the network. Okay, then after the link has been set between the sender and receiver, the information is forwarded continuously, okay, over the link. So after the link has been set up, additional address, information about the receiver or destination machine is required. In circuit switching, a dedicated path is established between the sender and receiver, which is maintained for the entire duration of conservation as in telephone systems, circuit switching is used. If circuit switching is used in a computer network, the sending machine has to be established a link with the receiving machine. After the link established, the data is transmission from sender to receiver. After the data flow stop, the link is deleted. Okay, so they are used to connect. Okay, so here, the circuit switch network operates in three phases: setup phase, data transfer phase, and teardown phase. So the circuit switching correspond to the physical layer before starting communication. In the setup phase of resource are reserved during the communication of and these resources are channeled with switch buffer, input output ports, and so on. Data transfer between two substations is not in the packet forms. Instead of the data gets transferred continuously. No addressing is involved during the data transfer as dedicated connection is established between the sender and receiver. The switching route data on the basis of the allotted frequency and FDM or allotted time slot. So three phase communication via circuit switching takes place over the three phase of operation: circuit stabilized, data transfer, and circuit disconnected. Circuit stabilized. In circuit switching networks, before any signal is transmitted, it is necessary to stabilize end-to-end link. For example, if communication is between A and B, suppose, okay, then the path from A to B and B to A has stabilized first. Then data transfer. The data, the information can now transfer from A to B through the network. The data can be along digital depending on the nature of network. Generally, all the internal connections are duplex. Then circuit disconnected. So this is the tear down phase which we have discussed here. Setup phase, then tear down phase. After some time, the connection Okay, after some time, the connection between two use of is terminated, usually by the action of the one or two station. Circuit switching is inefficient in not most of the application. The entire channel capacity is dedicated for the duration of connection, even if the data is not being transferred. Once the circuit is stabilized, the network is efficiently transferred to the user with no delay involved. Then efficiency. In circuit switching, the resource remains dedicated as long as connection is alive due to the allocation of resource during the entire duration of the connection. The efficiency of circuit switching network is lower than the other two types of switching. So delay, even though efficiency is a delay in a type of network is very small. Okay, the delay at the time of setup, some of the following four parts, like the program delay. Why delay occur? That is, some parts are there, like the propagation time related to the request message, okay, of the source computer, okay, slope of the first gray box, the time required for the transfer of the request signal, the time taken by the acknowledgement from the destination computer, the okay, propagation back to the source, slope of the second gray box, then the propagation time required to transfer the acknowledgement from this destination computer. The delay corresponding to the data transfer phase is equal to the sum of the following two components, like the propagation delay for data transfer, the time required transfer data. Okay, then the circuit switching is used in a telephone network. So what is the application here? Application, that is circuit switching, circuit switching using telephone networks. Okay, so advantages of these advantages. So here, the major advantages of circuit switching is that the dedicated transmission channel the computer established provide the guarantee data rate. Okay, so in circuit switching, because of dedicated path 3 is a no delay in data flow. Okay, then disadvantages of circuit switching. Okay, let's see the disadvantages. So here, the disadvantages of circuit switching is that since the connection is dedicated, it cannot be used, transmitted any other data, even if the channel is free. Okay, even channel free, then cannot transmit the data here. So dedicated channel is require more bandwidth. It take long time to stabilize the connection. Okay. So circuit switching is the method implementing telecommunication network. Okay, it's implement for the telecommunication network in which two network nodes establish dedicated communication channel through a network before the nodes may communicate. The circuit guarantees the full bandwidth of channel and remains connected for the duration of communication session. The circuit function has if the nodes were physically disconnected as the electrical circuit. Okay, so here, so circuit switching is I said already this. Okay, so example of circuit switching networks like public switch telephone network. Okay, we can so PSTN. This is the example of this. That is the public switch telephone networks. Then B channel and then circuit switch data and high speeds. Okay, high speed circuit switch data, circuit switch data. Okay, circuit switch data and high speed and circuit switch data service in cellular system and such as GSM. Okay, so this is the example of circuit switching. Okay, so the defined example of circuit switching network is the early analog along the telephone network. When a call is made from one telephone to another, switch within the telephone exchange creates the continuous switch circuit between the two telephones for as long as the call lasts. In circuit switching, the bit delay constants constant during the connection. Okay. So while circuit switching is commonly used for connecting voice circuit, is the concept of dedicate path presenting between two communication okay parties or nodes. Okay, the concept of this communication between exchange the communication between two parties or nodes can be extended or to signal connected other than voice. The advantage of using circuit switching is that provides for continuous transfer without overheads associated with packets, making maximal use of available bandwidth for the communication. Okay, so circuit switch technology in telephone network. The telephone companies previously used the circuit switching technology for switching and routing a call. This was a physical layer technology. However, today the tendency is to use other switching technical technique. For example, the telephone number is used as a global address and signaling system called SS7. It's used for creating and disconnect the connection. Telephone, telegraph network and message switching. In the telegraph, the text message is encoded using using code into sequence of dots and dash. Each dot or dash is communicated by transmitting short and long pulses of electrical current over a copper wire. In telegraph network, the text message is transmitted from the source telegraph office to the telegraph switching station. At this switching station, an operator take the decision of routing the message based on the destination address information. The operator will either forward the message if communication limit line means if communication line to the destination is free, or store the message till the communication line become free. Okay, so message switching does not establish a dedicated path between two communication devices. In message switching, each message is treated as an independent unit and includes its own destination and source address. The complete message is then transmitted from device to device through the internet networks. Each intermediate device receives the message stored is it until the next device is ready to receive it and then forward it to the next device. For the resource reason, a massive switching network is sometimes called as a store and forward network. Massive switching can be promulgated with the information about the most efficiency routes as well as information regarding neighboring switches that can be used to forward message to their unlimited destination. Then advantages of it, like it provides the efficiency traffic management by assigning properties to the message to be switched. It reduces network traffic congestion because it is able to store message until communication channel become available. With message switching, the network's device share the data channel. It provides asynchronous communication across time zone. Okay, so disadvantages, the storing or and forwarding introduce delay, hence cannot be used. Okay, to be real time application like voice and video. The intermediate device require large storing capacity since it has to store the message unless free path is available. Then packet switching. In packet switching, messages are broke up into the packet. Each packet has a header with source. So in packet switching, messages are broken up into packet. Each packet has a header with source, destination, and intermediate node address information. The other part of packet includes data loads. Individual packets can take different routes to reach the destination. Independent routing of packet gives two advantages. Bandwidth is reduced due to the splitting data onto the different routes in busy circuits. If okay, so the packet can arrive out of the order, okay, at the receiver and have to the resemble in proper sequence. In packet switching, the packet length is restricted to the certain maximum length. This length is short enough to allow the switching device to store the packet data in memory. There are two methods of packet switching: datagram packet switching and virtual circuit packet switching. So, two methods like datagram packet switching. So, in datagram packet switching, datagram packet switching. Okay, so here, okay, so in datagram packet switching, in this method, message is divided into stream of packet. Each packet has its individually included address, okay, and treated as an independent unit which, okay, own control instructor. The switching device will route each packet independently, okay, through the network. Each intermediate node will determine the packet next route segment before transmission start. And a sequence of packet and their destination are communication by exchanging control information between the sending terminal, the networks, and receiving terminal. In packet switching, okay, in this method, in datagram packet switching, okay, so in packet switching, the resource are not allowed allocated for any packet of so there is a no reserve bandwidth and no scheduled processing time allocated for each packet. No dedicated connection is established between the sender and receiver. The resource allocation is on demand and on the first come first serve basis. When switch receive a packet, it has to wait if there are any other packets being processed. This will increase the delay. The datagram packet switching generally corresponds to the network's layer. The packets are called as datagram. Datagram packet switching in circuit means four packets are delivered to be delivered from the sender to receiver. Suppose four packets there and is a form of from sender to receiver. The switches in datagram network are called routers. Okay, through which link it will communicate or exchange the data. It is called the router. All the four packets belong to the same message in this circuit. However, actually they can get originate from any computer. So the okay, so the virtual packet switching here, let's see the virtual packet switching. Okay, so this is datagram packet switching here. Just 1 minute. Okay, so this is about the datagram packet switching. But what is the virtual packet switching here? Virtual circuit switching is a packet switching methodology whereby a path is established between source and destination through which all packets will be routed during a call. All intermediate nodes between the 2 points put on entry routing their the routing table, right? So virtual circuit packet switching is a connection oriented. This is a connected to datagram switch. Okay, so which connection less packet switching methodology? Advantages of virtual circuit switching are packets are delivered in order since they all take same route. The overhead in packet is smaller since there is a no need for each packet to contain the full address. The connection is more reliable. Okay, then billing is easier in virtual packet switching. Okay, the connection is more reliable. Then disadvantages is virtual circuit networks are the switching equipment needs to be more powerful since each switch needs to be stored detail of calls that are passing through it and to allocate capacity for any traffic that each call could generate it. Okay, so packet switching, this advantages is that uh, gen- uh, A packet switching networks can perform data rate conversion when traffic become heavy on circuit switching network. Some calls are blocked. Okay, this is a so on packet switching network, packets are still expected, but delivery delay increase. So priorities can be used. So each terminate in group sharing the same physical circuit may be connected to the totally different destination. No signal user or large data block can tie up circuit or node resource. Data protection against loss error are corrected by transmission. Okay, user can select different destination for each virtual call, overcoming the inflexibility of point-to-point dedicate network. Disadvantages of packet switching: increased delay due to the following reason. Transmission delay is equal to length of packet divided by incoming channel rate. The amount of overall packet delay can vary jitters due to the following reason. Packet may vary in length. Packet may take different routes. Packet are subject to vary delay in switching. This is not good for real-time application. Higher overhead reduce capacity to carry user data. More process required at node. Datagram network in internet. The internet use datagram approach to switching at the network layer. The routing of packets in internet takes place onto the basis of on universal address defined in the network layer. Okay, so this is about switching. Okay, so today's lecture over here. Thank you.